Hey there, folks. How the heck are you? Welcome back to Save Your Bacon, an advice comedy podcast where we think we're helping. My name is Will.
And my name is Zane, and just for everybody out there that's wondering, it's been a hectic week because I'm at my sister's wedding in Virginia, where I am now currently sitting in a hotel lobby to do this episode. So there will be audio fancy issues the whole way through. Also, I'm using the wonderful invention known as AirPods instead of big boy headphones.
Which is creating about 4 seconds worth of lag between the two of us. So in case you hear us trying to cut each other off, that might be the reason why. Zane, how's the last couple weeks been for you? I know we missed a week, so give us a little update.
I mean, I've had problems, more and more teeth work where more teeth problems are popping up, and then I also needed to arrange flights for both coming out to Virginia for my sister, both going back to Chicago for myself. So all of that said, I'm very glad that my sister is happy, and I'm very glad that the wedding business is now over, because I go to the airport in 2 hours, everybody. I wanted to lean.
Yeah, this is a tight framework we're dealing with. I actually started working at a goat farm, and so I've been walking around the house where I live. Yeah, no, that's true. I now work at a goat farm for some really cool goat milkers, dairy farmers.
This guy, am I right?
Something goats. Yeah, I got sun poisoning, so that's cool.
Do you do goat yoga out there?
They do goat yoga, yes. They do goat yoga, and they do the sun poisoning. They'll give you both
heaven
for the price of one. Yeah. There's polar bear dogs, and there's cats with eggs, and none of these are jokes. We made an Old Town Road cover for the farm the other day.
Now the things you're saying sound like things that would only exist if Steve Buscemi made them in Spy Kids 2.
Yeah, no, the cat eggs are a real thing. They were birthed not from the cat, but the cat took upon itself to incubate some duck eggs, and so we're just hoping cats come out.
With enough love, anything is possible. Speaking of such,
absolutely, and the cat does that. Yeah, give us a question.
This man full of love has a wonderful question. Comes from user Vedius Polio, and the question is, "Wife keeps losing my socks. How do I stop this?" And there's context. Over the course of this marriage, I have taken great strides to ensure that I always have a pair of socks when needed, to prevent the underwear gnomes, and then wife in parentheses, from losing single socks. My sock collection consists of about 20 pairs of the same type of sock. To further prevent losses, I do all my own laundry. Last night, the wife decided to do all the laundry. Today, I can't find a single goddamn sock. Hulk rage.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think I can cope with this stress much longer. I hope you shitty experts can offer. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for that. I hope you shitty experts can offer a better solution than murder or suicide.
Okay, I wanted to cut you off like 4 times there, so I'm just going to start in chronological order. Mm-hmm. First off, Zay, do you think it's weird to have like 20 pairs of the exact same sock and then just call it good?
I feel like it's really hard to have 20 pairs of the same sock, because when you buy them in bulk, they're usually like 3 or 4 pairs together in one thing. So you're choosing 5 of those and saying, this is all I need. But when I buy socks, I'd be like, I want 5 of the white ones, 5 of the black ones. And then like I can keep better track of that, or I have socks for different occasions. So when I hit 20 pairs, so 40 socks, 40 of the same sock everywhere. It'd be like, hey, honey, is this your sock? You'd be like, no, duh. I got 39 others that look just like that one.
Maybe she has a couple. She just has a couple socks that look like his, and that's what really gets it tripped up. But okay, so here's the thing: the reason it would be hard for me to have 20 of the same pair of sock is because, like, every time that I buy new socks, it's because I'm in Target and I think down at my feet and I look down and I'm like, I could do better than these, and then I get like 3 new pairs of like athletic socks or something that seem like they would be better. If I had all the same pairs of socks, that would me be saying that like that I have found the sock that does it just right and that can't be beat. And I don't need to worry about ever getting anything else. I can just recycle, reuse, and just replenish the ones that get holes in them. And I just wish that was real, and it isn't.
You've got the holy grail of sock, my friend, that's asking this question. First off, wife keeps losing my socks. No duh. The thing that you have found is so precious that everybody wants to get their mitts on that. That is the ring.
Why do you think she married you? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. She looked you up and down, and then she got down to your feet, and she said, "Whoa, now don't tell me these socks are for real." And you must have said, "Baby, I've got about 19 more pairs of the same thing." And I guarantee, you guys did not sleep a wink that night. And you know what? I bet she doesn't even judge you for sleeping in those socks. I'm sure she said, you start to take them off and she says, no. You keep those on.
Okay, so the other thing I don't understand is that there are a lot of different kinds of socks for different times, right? I think that I can't imagine having 20 of the same pair of socks and have it work on every occasion. If that were the case, I would either never dress up nice, or I would either never go to the gym, or I would never be warm during the winter. And those are the problems. Or it's just like I either only have white socks or black socks. And really it just calls for one time. Actually, no, screw that. At this point in my life, I have all black socks. I want all black socks. White socks drive me crazy at this point. I don't need white socks. They're just going to turn gray. And then I'm going to feel like a slob wearing them. The black ones lie to me, and they don't tell me how dirty they are. So okay, here's the second point I wanted to make. Is that people who say the wife sound like the least fun people to hang out with on the planet.
What are you doing this week? Well, me and the wife are going up to...
me and the wife are... cut me out. Sorry.
Me and the wife... I don't want to hear more.
The wife and I... Oh, you can stop there, Pallerino. That's enough. I'm not interested. I'm sorry.
No, Will, you brought up a good point. People who say Pallerino, now those are fun people.
Shut up. I regretted the moment I said it. It's like saying the wife is like saying the dog. Like, hey, bring the dog, Wyono. Right. You know, it's like, hey, bring along the wife. It sounds like an object you forced to drop and like drag around. Yeah.
You married her. Did you marry her specifically so that you didn't have to keep remembering her name? You could be like, hey, to your kids, hey, is the wife around? Dad, she's mom to us. I don't know her by anything else.
Dad, are you talking about mom? Yes.
Do you mean the wife?
Dad, do you mean the wife?
You accidentally trained your kids to call your mom the wife. The wife. Oh my gosh. See, the problem is with people like you doing things like this, and I'm going to point it out again. So you kept saying the wife keeps losing the socks. The wife did all the laundry. And then at one point you said, like, to prevent the underwear gnomes, and then you put the wife in parentheses. Like, we don't know her name. She's now the wife to us. You're sharing your wife accidentally with the world. Because now everybody has to refer to her as the wife.
The wife just sounds like the sort of, like, only wears baseball caps, has a farmer tan, sort of the wife does the inside chores, I'll do the outside chores sort of dude that I've ever heard of, who's, like, completely emotionally unavailable. And that's kind of what I'm getting at here, is that I don't want to hang out with the kind of guy who says the wife. I feel like that kind of guy is the kind of guy who... I can't relate, you know? It's an unrelatable kind of person. It's weird how those sort of key words and phrases can automatically create an idea in my mind of, maybe not that guy.
Yeah, to wrap up this question, you've built this persona around yourself where obviously you said you can't cope with the stress of knowing you're missing your 20 pairs of the exact same sock. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to be liked by even one person that's not the wife or your kids, who I don't even care what you call them, buy one pair of socks that don't resemble the ones you just owned. Because I don't know if you owned like ankle-high white socks, if you owned fuzzy Christmas socks, whatever. I don't care anymore. Like you said, they're gone. Boy, move on. buy a new pair, show your wife you're a changed man, call her by first name, and then just live a little. Make like your socks and just get lost.
Yeah. Whoa. Nice job there. Solid. Hey, you want me to give you a question?
I do. I really do.
All right. Fantastic. Let's do that. This one comes from the Riddler. Thank you. I love your work. They say, "Hey Zane and Will, I've been asking my friends whether they'd rather go to the moon for an hour or have a paid trip to Europe for 2 weeks. Almost all my friends from the north of the U.S. say Europe, and all my southern friends say the moon."
Can I cut you off really quick? Good.
What are you talking about?
Everyone in the north gets a nice vacation, and we get rid of everyone in the south.
and all the southerners go to the moon. What would you do with an hour without all the southerners, Zane?
I would breathe. I would just
Travel to Europe.
finally exhale. This is saying a lot because my entire family is from the south. So
maybe that's all the discrimination you're really trying to push out here.
Right.
I don't really understand. I read the question and thought that we had to talk about it because I don't understand how it could all be that people from the north say they'd rather go to Europe and most people from the south say they want to go to the moon. Also, what would you rather do?
Well, in a heartbeat, I would take Europe in 2 weeks. No question about it.
Really? Rather than like get trained in, fly, and stand on the moon for an hour?
No. It's there's okay. Think about it logistically, right? All right. The first time you do anything miraculous, the first time that you go to Italy, I promise you, will be amazing. The second day you're in Italy, you will be okay with the fact that you're in Italy. It's not going to be like you wake up and you're like, this is the first time I've seen this. You're going to think, I've definitely seen this before. I still like it.
But it's still pretty
Italy.
good.
So if you go to the moon for an hour, I promise you, I think of literally like the St. Louis archway. Like you get to the top of the archway, you're on the moon, and you think, wow, look at that view. And then about 5 minutes later, you're going to say, running out of oxygen, aren't I? Really miss my kids. Really wish I could just eat and not wear a spacesuit. Boy, Earth, that is what Earth looks like.
No, I completely disagree.
You're going to run out of steam quickly on the moon.
I understand what you're saying, but there's only an hour of steam.
The risk of being on the moon isn't up to par with the luxury of being on the moon.
No, okay. What if it was assured that you would safely get up there?
Safely get up there, be there, and come back?
And down, yes.
Okay.
Is that really that big of a deal for you? See, even if they said like there's a 10% chance you'll die, I think I would still do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
You would not. If they said there's a 10% chance you will die.
There is no way I would ever let there be a risk of my body flow lifelessly through an endless void of space.
That's what you're worried about? Okay, have you ever been skydiving? When you go up to go skydiving, literally the first thing they tell you is, yeah, there's a good chance you're going to die. Like, there's just a good chance of your death.
Interesting.
And yeah, like that's like what they say. They do not sugarcoat it. My friend went just like a couple weeks ago and they were like, I almost didn't do it when they said the first thing they said before we even went up is, yeah, you could totally die. You know, so it's just like, why, I don't know. Like, for me, the moon is way better than skydiving, and I feel like skydiving is kind of overrated. The idea of going and doing something that only, like, a handful of people have ever done in the existence of the Earth, I would, like, literally be making a tiny, way smaller than the first person, like, form of history of being, like, the whateverth person who's been on the moon. And it's like, I'll run around and I would probably still see the same footprints of like the first guy who was there with whoever he is, you know? And I don't know. Just to have that, like, that is like ultimate bragging rights. Go to Europe for a couple weeks. It's just like, oh yeah, you can do that. I can do that eventually. At some point in my life, I'll go to Europe. It's nice. It sounds great. You're right. Italy is going to be fantastic. You won't get another chance to go to the moon, Zane. I tell you what.
My problem is I'm still looking at this the way that I just normally would. I get that. My brain has jumped ahead years and thought, oh, we're like already to the point where people can just go to the moon. So like when it becomes a thing, it's more boring.
Not today, dude. Not today. Moon today.
And then also, I already know that I love every inch of Europe, head to toe, and I don't know why. Because, like, there's a part of me that obviously loves the idea of seeing something no one else can ever see or really is going to see for a while, whatever, but being first to something. I just keep thinking of visiting the moon as visiting a museum.
Oh, you think so?
So it's dull in my brain.
I think I would go, think how high you can jump. You could jump like 5 feet in the air just standing still.
You know what's cool? Is jumping 5 feet in the air.
In Italy. I know. I get it. You think I'm stupid, and I think you're stupid too, so it's okay.
I love the idea, and I get where everyone's coming from, but then if you think of it very, very logistically, and you could get a full paid 2 weeks in Europe, which everything there is amazing. And if you haven't seen it, it's literally like the same as seeing the moon for the first time. It's just one of those...
Oh, shut up. It's not the same.
You're seeing either for the first time. Would you rather have 2 weeks... in a place that you're equipped to get food and water and things like that, or an hour in a different place that you haven't seen that right now is apparently like skydiving where you could die.
All right, fine. Mr. Safe Boy wants to go to Europe. Wants to go to the thing that he can do anyways, and I'll go be a pioneer. Hey, hold on. We never talked about why is it north and south?
Oh,
is it the southern people are just really tired of this Earth?
So
they're done with this planet. They couldn't figure out how to secede from the U.S., so they figured they just secede from the Earth.
I think that's got to be part of it, right? I mean, Texas wants to be its own country. Florida's thought about being its own thing. They all want something that is entirely different than what is happening on the top half of North America. So when they think either, oh, we could go to Europe, I don't speak any of those languages, or I could go to the moon and it'd be something that nobody else has ever done. I get it. The mindset's completely different.
Get a moment away from the wife.
Brings some socks.
Just get one freaking hour away from the wife. Know what I'm saying? All right, very good. I think we answered that. You go ahead. Give us the question, bud.
Okay. This question comes from Eisenstein. This question says, my new girlfriend told me that if I untie her, she won't tell the cops. And the context is, it is so difficult to find girls who can't run faster than I can, and now I got one. but she keeps telling me to let her go. How do I woo her?
Hold on. Say, what was the first sentence again? Of the whole thing, before the context.
Before the context, my new girlfriend, right, told me that if I untie her, she won't tell the cops.
Untie her?
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? Untie her from where?
See, no, this is before she's the wife. She's just the girlfriend right now.
Yeah, if you call her the girlfriend, you're bound to call her the wife, though. So incoming. Until
you've tied the knot.
I'm confused. Where is the girlfriend tied?
You've got to keep her tied up.
Oh, wait, what? I'm so confused.
So it's a girlfriend, right? So they haven't tied the knot yet, but she's tied up.
Okay.
And then he can, everything's good to go, and they're the wife and him. He's not the husband. He's himself. She is the wife.
So he's asking, how do I woo the woman who's already my girlfriend?
Because she keeps... She keeps asking to be let go, right? And she says she won't tell the cops if she is let go.
Is this a dog?
It's a girlfriend.
So is this person... Zane! My simpleton mind can't wrap around the concept you have laid before me. Is this a person? Is this like a Stockholm Syndrome sort of situation? Is it a prisoner? Like, you tied up the girl and it's like, you're my girlfriend. And if you let me go, I won't tell the cops. Is that the situation we're talking about here?
So you're saying, the question isn't, is this just
There's
a
a
person
prisoner
that wants to be let go? Is it Is it a girlfriend who's just said, hey, we've established that I am your girlfriend. You can untie me now.
Oh, that's very smart. Good job, girlfriend.
That's what he says. That's what he says to her. Like, oh, good job, girlfriend. You figured it out.
Yeah, that's very smart of you. Good job. No, I mean, okay, so I have 1 foot in the boat right now. I am getting across.
Okay.
We're almost ready to launch into joke zone or something. I mean, if she won't tell police, but she didn't say she wouldn't run away. It's
That's
not
true.
like, I feel like you don't want somebody to leave, just make sure they don't leave, you know?
But Will, he did say it's been very difficult finding a girl who can't run faster than him. But now he has found one, so he can run. He can run faster.
Is she naturally very slow then, or is it just because she's tied up? Has he just been chasing girls down the street and this was the first one slow enough to let him tie her up? Is that the case? And now it's like, oh, this one is slow. I will keep. This is girlfriend.
Is it?
Girlfriend is slow. Girlfriend must be slow. This one is safe to untie because she can't run away.
Right. Okay. So we've established that slow girlfriend, slow enough, untied, still slow.
Still slow. So why tie?
But why tie? He's learning how to tie the knot.
I mean, oh, I know the answer.
You know the answer?
He just needed the practice, and also he wanted to get groceries. He wanted to get groceries so they could have a nice candlelit dinner one of these nights, and he thought, well, I know what'll make her run even slower. Tying her.
She said, did you put on your tie for our fancy dinner? And he said, oh, I thought you said, did you tie me to this chair yet? That I would say yes.
The answer is
The other
yes.
one, I have not
Yeah,
put
the
on
answer
my
is I
tie
did
yet.
do that.
My bad.
I have not put on my tie. I'm not concerned. You cannot leave. I have nobody to impress, girlfriend. I can catch you.
Speaking of, how does he woo her?
Oh, how does he woo her? I mean, okay, sorry. So how do you woo her? Step 1, untie her. Step 2, you're going to run and chase her, but never quite catch her, but you never stop chasing her. And she gets so good at running that by the end of it, she's like, wow, I've gotten a lot better at running since I've known this guy, and I really appreciate that about him. So he pushes me to be a better version of myself, and I really enjoy that. Maybe I should give him a chance for real this time without the tie.
You've let it. That's a beautiful idea there too. Now,
Thank you.
When you were cutting in and out, I know you didn't say this, but this is what I assumed. When you said,
Yeah, we can hardly hear each other. There have been, the reason I asked her the question, a second time is because it was literally just robot noises for, 8 seconds straight. And I'm like, ha ha ha. Hey, Zane, what was that first sentence again? It was really funny. Say it one more time for the audience.
So I know you were basically mentioning if you untie her and you run off and then you're running off together, she'll be impressed by how much she enjoys the time untied. And I heard you say push to be better person. I thought you were just going to say that he pushed her. And that
Pushed her.
Now, step 1, untie her. Step 2, push her. Real good. Step 3, tie the knot. Is it marriage o'clock already?
Okay. Question for you, Zane. I'm wondering, I don't know if I'm super crazy or this is if this is just a me thing or this is a normal thing. But sometimes I'm like, what if I just went somewhere and found somebody who is really as irrational as I'm feeling in that specific moment, and who is just let's just jump the broom and get a witness and call it good and just run off and be married forever,
Well, you seem like a logical guy. How many Vegas weddings have you had?
How many have I participated in? How many have I been the groom of?
Yes.
0. No, I have gone to Vegas once.
Yeah.
That is true. I have gone to Vegas once, and I remember everything I remember from Vegas. That I do know.
Good way to phrase it.
I don't remember anything about forgetting anything. Isn't that the crazy part about forgetting stuff? You don't remember any of the stuff you forgot. So who knows what you forgot? I literally went to Vegas and I did not get drunk. I don't believe in getting drunk, and so I went to Vegas and I did not get drunk. But I mean, who knows? Maybe because we have no clue as to what we've forgotten in life that I was actually there for like 6 days and I only remember like 3 of it.
Yeah, isn't that a weird thought? That there are just like 5 days in between every day that we're acknowledging.
Absolutely, that's super true. I can't believe we're both on the same page with that.
Yeah, speaking of being on the same page, untie her. All right, you give me a question.
Yeah, let's finish off by saying untie her. That'll do it. That's your first step. Okay, so Zane, are you ready? I want to give you a ghost story. Okay, I have a ghost story for you. Folks are going ghost. This comes from Evade Humanity. Thank you, Evade Humanity. Talking in our paranormal community. Wait, the title is, Hey, I Need Some Help. And they say, so, I'm not into paranormal stuff or the like, and for a large amount of my life, I denied the existence of ghosts. I was visiting my friend yesterday, and she admitted openly that her house is haunted. She thinks she has about 3 ghosts there, and experiences thumps, tapping, dark figures, lights flickering, etc. That was not the word flickering. My problem is, I believe one of the ghosts followed me home. Again, I know little to nothing about types of ghosts, their behaviors, and all that stuff. Last night, I had the worst night of sleep I've ever had. I heard thumping and running up and down my stairs. I heard knocking and tapping, saw shadows move by my bedroom door. Naturally, I freaked the heck out. I grabbed my little brother, and we slept downstairs on the couch. So hold on, let's take a pause for a moment. And so you're hearing thumps and bangs and people running around upstairs and in your attic, and you see figures in the shadows of your doorway, and you're like, hey, let's go downstairs. That is the entirety of your response. It's just like, hey, this is scary. Let's go downstairs.
Hey, do you see that dark tunnel? I'm not sure about it. Let's go in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think a small army is in our attic. Let's go downstairs. I think that will solve our problems. I think the haunting is secluded to right here, and that if we went to the couch, we would be much better off. Let's see. I only got 2 hours of sleep that night. How? Tell me. Tell me how you slept with an army doing a war chant in your attic.
Yeah, there was a whole step that you missed. You just said, there was all this thumping and tumping. I couldn't sleep a wink. I grabbed my brother. We went into the middle of it. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I heard running up and down my stairs. Then I fell asleep. That is the natural progression, you see. I don't know anything about ghosts other than they run up and down your stairs, I suppose. Or if I did something wrong to attract a spirit. Can ghosts even follow you home? You know, I always thought no. What do you think, Zane? Can ghosts follow you home? Can we create a full canon for what ghosts can and can't do? I feel like we've done such a good job fleshing out our ideas of ghosts.
Our GCU, our Ghost Cinematic Universe. I think
absolutely.
We first need to establish, can ghosts travel outdoors in pure sunlight? Is that just a vampires thing? That they have to avoid sunlight, or ghosts also part of?
I think that ghosts would need to have, I think ghosts would need to have a full physical body to be affected by the sunlight, in theory. Because can you see a ghost?
In the sunlight, sure as heck not.
Oh, sure as heck not. Yeah, absolutely. So they can show up in dark. Maybe sunlight doesn't hurt them. They're just super, super invisible. Why do they only haunt during the scary time, Zane? Why do ghosts only haunt during the time when it's really scary? The time you can't see stuff is the time. Why do they only haunt during the scary time of day?
Why are they only thumping and jumping on my steps during the sleep hours?
Why do they run down my stairs and make gunshot noises with their feet pounding on the floor only at midnight?
Now, why is it when I want some peace and quiet, I hear my shower turn on and I hear woo? Why is it now? Huh? Are they nocturnal? Is that it? Is it that simple?
Why now? Why can't it be when I'm gone? I suppose it might be when you're gone. But
I've also got a weird theory.
Yeah. So can ghosts follow you home?
I've got a weird theory that when you're saying can they follow people, we were talking about how they can't travel in pure sunlight, but they can sure as heck follow your shadow. So I think that
Oh,
They
boy.
latch on to people's shadows to follow people
Oh, you think
to
so?
and fro. So that's.
You believe that? That's good. I like that.
Did I say
That's
I think,
actually-
or
that's
did
a
I say
fun
I know so? Because
I can't remember now that you say it, but I feel attacked all of a sudden.
no, I definitely said I think so, but I need to edit myself. I know so. I need
Let
to
me
let
stop you
everybody
there.
know.
I know
there are a
so.
few things
Yeah.
I know in this world. I know that my teeth are consistently kind of falling out because they're still fake. I know that I'm really hungry, and I know that ghosts follow people's shadows in pure sunlight.
Is that why you said you'd rather go to Europe? Is it just because you're hungry right now?
No.
Can ghosts even follow you home? Yes, on your shadows.
Yes.
Should I be worried? Yes, you have a small army of ghosts. You did not bring one ghost home. She did not have 3 ghosts home. You brought 2 ghosts home. They procreated and had a spawn of about 80 more of them, which immediately got human-sized, like adult-sized feet and started stomping, I guess, and running up and down your stairs. It sounds like a bad party got started. Should you be worried? Absolutely.
Yeah, there's this one problem that unfortunately you didn't ask us early enough to avoid, and that's now, oh no, they procreated because I showed them my wonderful staircase, because that's a go for them. Green light. Now procreation, bunch of thumping and stumping. How do I get rid of them? Well, the answer would be very specifically: don't leave your bed, just sleep, and they'll evacuate in the morning. You did the one thing that keeps them around, which is you joined the party. You you heard the thumping, and you went out right into the middle of the dance floor, and you just did the cha-cha slide with all of them, accidentally walking up and down those stairs. Now
I agree,
they feel
yeah.
fully welcomed into your house and feel like you've respected that they're there and don't feel any urge or necessary need to get out.
Okay, yeah, think about this. What if ghosts are just not trying to scare you all the time, but what if they're just A, nocturnal, and 2, very ignorant of other people's space? So it's like a bad roommate if they came in and they started making a bunch of noise when you were trying to sleep, and then you just got up and went into another room. And now that bad roommate is like, hey, seems like it's okay for me to just go wherever because, Todd will just leave. He'll just up and leave. He doesn't throw a fit at all. He won't say anything. He just gets up and out. And so they're just super ignorant to the idea that you don't like it, and they're just like, hey, can we party here, dude? And then you just leave. And they're like, all right, sure, sounds good. We'll keep going, And I think that's what's happening. If you just went up to the attic and went, shh, really loudly, and just gave them an angry face, I think they might just stop.
I tell you what,
If you just went up and say, hey, stop it.
a good shush gets the job done every day. Nobody loves being
Librarians
shushed.
terrify me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why no library
Yeah.
is haunted by bad ghosts.
Exactly. I've never heard of a haunted library. I did work in one, though. Anyways, okay, is having this ghost dangerous? Clearly not. So let's think about this. If you had an intruder in your home, would you be like, oh, let me go downstairs. You do your thing here. I'll go downstairs. If you thought it was truly dangerous, you would evacuate, right?
Yeah.
And so clearly you don't think it's dangerous. You would not go downstairs and sleep. That is the last thing you would do if you felt like you were truly in danger.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's the end. Thank you, Evade Humanity. I just want to say one thing. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but in almost every single one of these submissions that I find, the comments are usually just flooded with people just putting like full walls of text
Nice.
of just like, you need to you need to come to Jesus story. And it's just like, that's fine. If that's your venue, that's fine. But like, I just think it's so interesting that there are people online just like seeking out like r/paranormal forums, and then just being like, yeah, that's a ghost, all right. Now here, let me tell you in a 400, in like a 1,000-word essay about why you need Jesus. I just think it's so interesting more than anything. I think it drives me wild to think about the idea of just like somebody's like, oh, this guy needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it though. Ghosts are demons in my eyes, and so clearly they need some help. Anyways, so that is the end of Going Ghost. Thank you very much. And now you're going to put in an audience roaring with
Yeah.
loud applause.
I don't even have to put it in. They're there. They're just they.
It'll
Thank
be a
you.
nice segue.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be a nice segue anyways to go into our middle stuff. Would you like to say, hey guys, how's it going? We reached the middle stuff. Thanks for getting this far. We appreciate it. We love you. And we want to say, hey, if you could throw us up a rate and review for our podcast, that would help us get the notoriety, not the notoriety. I don't know why I keep on saying that. It's not the first time I've said it. Just kind of not even like we just want to get seen, you know? We just want people to have the chance to get to see the podcast. And so if you like it and you enjoy it, help us make sure other people can like it and enjoy it by getting to see it for the first time. And because that gives us a lot of I don't even know what the word is. I'm sure there's a better word than what I've said so far. But yeah, and also I just wanted to say we are available in a couple different places, and a lot of people listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But also, if you ever wanted to show somebody just a small clip of this podcast, you can go to YouTube, where all the segments of every episode have been put into separate like videos that you can like send to somebody in order to have just a specific question you thought was fun or interesting to show to somebody. So yeah, Zane.
And this entire podcast runs on all of your questions. So if you have any questions, you can send those to us any which way you know how, especially through email at saveyourbaconpodcast@gmail.com. That is saveyourbaconpodcast@gmail.com. We have a bunch of different socials. We have Twitter and Instagram, which are both at Zane and Will. We have a Facebook, which is Save Your Bacon Podcast, which we probably update the Facebook most frequently. If you wanted to reach us through something that wasn't email, Facebook's probably the easiest. Also, we have a new link that I just threw up onto our Facebook page. It's called gopod.me, and it's a universal link, basically. It tells you our podcast is on iTunes, on Spotify, on all of these different streaming platforms, and it's one link you can send to your friends that no matter what they listen to us through, no matter what they listen through, they can find us through that platform. So it's just one link, and it'll work for
that is news to
everybody.
Me.
Yeah, it's something that I found just like an hour before while I was waiting for Will to get on Skype. So yeah, there's that.
Fantastic. I got on when you said for me to be on.
But yeah, there's that link if you want to send that to your friends. Word of mouth is obviously the best. Send us all your questions. We appreciate the heck out of it. And Will, I can give you another question to jump back into it if you'd like.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, would you look at that? This question comes from Mobile Librarian. When I take a shortcut and end up in front of the car that was previously ahead of me, what's the best way to let the other driver know I'm a better person than they are? And there's a little context too. Equally, when I take a shortcut but remain behind the car that was originally in front of me, what's the best way to let them know that driving isn't a race or a game and that I wasn't trying to beat them anyway?
How do I let them know I'm superior in any situation I'm given, is what this question asker is asking.
Exactly.
How do I let them know that no matter what I'm doing, I am the superior driver?
Exactly.
And they need to bow down before me and my Subaru. Man, this is a good question.
It really is. It really is.
Oh, Zane, what do you do when you are given the issue of when somebody is passing you? Do you understand that you don't go in the left lane unless you are passing?
I completely understand left lane is fast lane. And I also completely understand that I am, unfortunate to everybody that's in the car with me, a very patient driver.
Are you?
So I don't pass people, and I stay in the middle lane, so that I never miss my turn,
people.
And I don't worry about being pulled over or causing traffic jams or anything like that. But for the people like you, question asker, who are the brave souls that know the ins and outs of these parts of towns, knows the shortcuts, when you get ahead of a person like that, oh boy, do it feel good. Ooh boy, they've been going slow all gosh darn day. Or ooh boy, they are just nagging at you and you're finally in front of them. What's the best way to let the other driver know that you're a better person than they are? Honestly, This is when I would have my LED light show set up in the back of my back car window, and just have it just say, "See ya, chum," and just something. So and then
See
then
ya, chum.
and then
I like that.
skirt your wheels like in a cartoon, like, and then you just fly off. So like you stop right in front of them,
Yeah.
flash the LEDs, and then you boost off. So they know that message was for them. The first thing that came to mind for the equally, if you do take a shortcut and they know you're trying to get around them and you don't get around them, just like lean out the window and look at them, and then just give them a thumbs up. Let them know, like, you're good, they're good, like, you're both on the same page. Just like one of those, what's it? I can't even say it because I'm just showing it to Will, where you do like the circle, like A-OK kind of thing. Like, hey, no, yeah, you're doing all right.
It's the gotcha if it's below your bottom half too.
It's like you're doing all right in the road, and I just want you to know that I might have known a shortcut. It's not like I'm trying to pass you or anything. You're doing a good job. We're both doing all right here in the road together.
Yeah. I think if somebody gave me an A-OK sign and give me a bright smile right after they tried to pass me and failed, I would be deeply unsettled, and I might just pull over on the shoulder.
And then you get to pass them, which is perfect.
Yeah, I think mission accomplished on that one. I would just be so scared to drive next to that person for the rest of my trip, to be completely honest. So I think that might be the move to do. I think the moment you're expecting a person to give you an angry stare, because that's what I do. I don't give them an angry stare, but when I try to pass somebody and then it just like breaks down into one lane instead of the two, and they just like jam ahead of me, right as that one glimmer of a glance between us it can exist, I usually just try my best to stare through their soul. But I think giving them the okay and a bright smile might just be the visual sarcasm necessary to make them just scared out of their minds.
You know what else you could do is for positive reinforcement, you could have one sign that covers both ends. So I'm just gonna say you're behind them when you fail, and you're ahead of them when you succeed. Fair enough. When you're behind them, the sign, you hold out one of those signs that people bring to like sporting events, and it just says something like #1 fan. Like, you're great job. You're doing so well. So but like you have to put a smiley face on there so they know it's not insanely passive aggressive.
Yeah, I think I like the LEDs in the back, like you were saying too, or you could do them on the side, and I think it would work either way. And if you were upset at them, like they tried to pass you, or they did pass you, and you were already going like a little fast, and they were like raging at you and honked as they passed you or something, or you tried to pass them and it doesn't work or whatever the scenario is, I think a nice thing to have right on the side would just be an LED light up and it just says "Wow" with an exclamation mark. Because I think "Wow" gets across exactly what you need to get across in any situation. If it's a bad thing, "Wow, that sucked," but it still says "Wow" on it. And if it's like, "Hey, that's okay," it's like, "Wow, we're okay," you know? Wow, it's an exclamatory. It'll get the job done.
That's awesome. But yeah, just wow will get the job done on both sides. You know what also gets the job on both sides? If you flip the sign right upside down, no matter whether you're behind or in front of them, they'll know that you have a mom.
Mom!
And they can relate to that. And so maybe your sign just
Mother?
says mom, and they'll either say, "Oh,
Mother?
is that
Question
my mom?
mark?
Are they a mom? Do they have a mom? Can we bond over this mom moment?" And then they'll think about it, and they might also again pull off to the side of the road to think about mom, and you can just pass.
Will
right
you be
by.
my road mother? Will you be my travel mom? Will you be my cross country driving mom?
And then just after holding up the sign for a while, flip it around and it just says "please." So they know that you're sincerely asking.
And it's a sad face. I can't recall for the life of me what our original question was, but I think we've gotten to where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. I'd love to give you one more question.
Yes, please.
This question comes from Jake Edwards. Thank you, Jake Edwards.
Thank you.
Jake asks, if you beat somebody half to death twice, are they exactly dead, or are they 1/4 dead?
They're a fourth dead. What do you
And
want
see,
from me?
They're a fourth dead. I thought, that's a really interesting question. I don't think it's either.
Interesting. Why?
Well, because if you beat somebody half to death, it's like they're halfway from where they were to getting dead. So after once they're half dead, and after twice they're 3/4 dead. You don't remove the amount of dead by beating them half to death a second time, because that would say, I beat them half to death. They're half dead, and now I beat them half dead. No, they're only 1/4 dead. You helped them by beating them half to death. In that case.
Yeah. But this is, I guess.
So I would argue 3/4 dead. Correct?
I would think 3/4. Yeah. I think it's also
okay. So we can go further.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
It's almost over, man. All right. So I think it's fascinating to think of it, and it also matters the duration that you allow a resting period. How much are you letting them gain life back? Now, did you beat them half to death and then give them like 30 seconds to breathe, and then you're going right back to town? Because then you're beating them half to death.
30 seconds, that's enough to drink like 5 health potions, you know?
See, Will knows his mana mamma jamma.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you beat them half to death, give them, let's say, a week, and then you go back and do it again. Well, who knows where they're at now? Who knows how dead they are? Were they dead inside to start with?
That is a variable
also important.
I haven't thought of time as a variable. You're correct. So here's what I'm thinking. You know in Pokemon, how they have those moves. I think it's called like false swipe, something like that.
All
That
right.
sounds right.
All right,
The
yeah.
one that always, no matter what it hits, it will always leave you. It won't kill you. It will always put it down to like 1 hit point. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're saying. Yes.
I think that's what beating a person half to death eventually becomes if you do it over and over again, because it's its own form of torture. It's like, what are we going to do? Are we going to waterboard them? No, we're going to beat them half to death about 13 times. And what you do when you do that, this is a dark episode, you beat them half, and then 3/4, and then 7/8, and then 15/16, and then 31/32, and then 63/64, and it just goes on. And you really can't ever get yourself full dead. You'll be very close, and at some point you're probably just a stiff breeze away from getting there. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's like you can never actually do it. If you continually beat a person half to death, you'll never kill them.
Much like in SpongeBob, when the group of people look at the old man and say, "How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?" Apparently,
It's just like that. Yes.
very often, because he's never going to be fully taught. It's only half taught over and over and over again. There's a very sad thing where maybe mentally you're all the way dead, depending on, like, if this is your friend beating you half to death, and you just think, wow, my friends beat me half to death twice. So they did this once and thought, I didn't do enough, and I gotta go back. So at that point, maybe you're thinking, oh no, okay, so it's a problem. I feel all the way dead inside. Yeah, okay, cool. You're never gonna fully get there, but maybe you wish.
Maybe you wish. And if you need help, just reach out to us, man. That's what the advice is for, you know? We're not therapists, but we can steer you in the right direction.
I'm on the wrong side of therapism right now. I want to know how you're beating this man half to death. What are you using? Fist?
I'd like to imagine a person comes in for a therapy session like the first time, and they're like, and you're like, what's wrong? And you're like, somebody beat me half to death. And they're like, tell me how that happened. I'm curious. And that's like kind of how you start. I'm just like, tell me that process. That's really interesting, actually. And that's just how you kind of start off with the therapy.
They're unintentionally fascinated, and they're just like, I have this one patient. Yeah, he got beaten half to death with a spoon, and then the next day half to death with a fork, and he's still not all the way dead because that's not how numbers work. And then they're just like, so as you're, first of all, you shouldn't be sharing this information as patient doctor confidentiality, whatever. Second of all, you shouldn't be so excited about this news, should you? And he's like, I can't help it. I've never heard of something like this happening.
Yeah, you're far too curious, Greg. I'm sorry. This isn't okay. I was just too curious. Yeah. Hey guys, we did it. We made it to the end of the podcast. We're so happy that we got this far. It has been so interesting dealing with about 4 seconds of latency between us and all the different robots that are trying to intercept our internet connection. But yeah, thanks so much for being with us. We'd like to give a big old shout out to the people who have put their questions in. That obviously makes this podcast tick, and it is everything that we need in order to do this. So yeah, thanks so much. This has been Save Your Bacon. My name is Will.
My name is Zane.
Guys, take it easy the rest of this week, and if it's easy, take it twice. See you soon.